Hi, Rick Harsch, morning masterclass on writing fiction. You can skip this ad in 3 days. Now, this is a very specific. Oh God, I got to keep my finger on this. Usually I have a cameraman, but they're all in bed. Writers, we keep odd hours, or you should keep odd hours, or keep even hours. Don't let anybody tell you what hours to keep. Cigarettes, every writer smokes. If you don't smoke, start. But quit because it's bad for you. I quit on my birthday last year, almost a year ago. And I started again because I remembered I'm a writer and we're supposed to smoke. But this is a master class on something a little bit different and something very important. The environment of the writer in terms of books. What kind of books should a writer have around himself? Well, first of all, do you like the cinema verite style? I do. I don't have to hold my hand as still. First of all, do not ever buy a book on how to write. And in this day of being careful so that we don't infect other people, of being clean so that we don't make other people dirty, so that we don't pass on germs, it's especially important to listen to what I have to say. Books about writing are all garbage. All of them. Gardner, the worst. But the problem is not just you. You can destroy your life as a writer by reading John Gardner or any of many thousands of other instructional books on writing. And that's your business, you would think. But it's not. It's all of our business. I have come across many writers who have read books on writing. And I'll use the John Gardner example because there was someone I met at the writer's workshop, and she was a John Gardner person. And I have no idea what the fuck John Gardner ever said because I didn't listen to a word she said. But I got a rash every time she said John Gardner. And so the problem is books about writing are contagious. And you read it and you think it's just you, but no, then it sticks to you. It's like a miasma, but it's a rash. It's both. It's a miasmatic rash, and it sticks to you. And that's just not right. It's just not fair. So, what kind of books should you have around you? You should have any book. It doesn't really matter which book, but the books that inspire you are the most important. You should have a couple of books around that inspire you. I have The Adventures and Misadventures of Mackerel by Alvaro Mutis. That's the number one book around me right now. This book, when I read this book, I piss myself a little bit and in spurts. And if a book doesn't do that for you, it's not an inspiring book. So that's one way you can tell. Another way you can tell the book is right for you is if you have a goiter or hemorrhoid. If you have a goiter, it'll kind of shiver, like little, and shimmer. People come out and look at your goiter. They try not to, but they do, and they'll be blinded because your goiter is shimmering and shivering, like a mirror that you're going. The goiter will do that if you're reading a book that really excites you and inspires you. When I'm talking about inspiration here. Also, hemorrhoids, they'll throb. They'll throb, and then they'll go like that. Throb. If your hemorrhoids do that while you're reading, which is what happened, I don't get a lot of hemorrhoids, but I have had a hemorrhoid while reading Alvaro Mutis, and it's like boom, 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 boom. I've never had a goiter, so I only know this from friends who I call the goitered. So, at the very least, if you don't have a goiter, you don't have a hemorrhoid, then you should be pissing your trousers. And if it's not enough of a spurt to get through your undies and down your leg, it's not good enough. So, these are a couple of minor tips, what kind of books to have around you when you read. At least one of those should be in the room with you, should be on your desk, should be in your jacket, should be somewhere very close to you. You have to have that book that makes you piss yourself a little bit, or a lot, doesn't matter. I have had some real sessions in writing, and like what happens is I'm not in the mood to write. I think I don't have to write. I'm a free man, and I'll pick up Alvaro Mutis. And I'll read like the first paragraph, and I'm pissing myself a little bit, and then I think I'm ready to write, and I start writing and writing and writing, and then I get a little tired and think, okay, I'm going to take a break. I read Alvaro Mutis. I read a page. Next thing I know, I've emptied my bladder. But I'm ready to write. So I don't go anywhere. I just keep writing and keep writing and keep writing. And then I take another break. I read a few more pages of Alvaro Mutis. And the bladder is full again because I've been drinking coffee, water, refreshed. That's a local wine. And again, I'm pissing myself. And I am in my element. I don't care. It's like sitting in a sauna. Then I put it down. I keep writing and writing and writing. And I've had 3-day periods where I did not leave my balcony because I was writing on the balcony, drinking refreshed, coffee, water. I'd go into the kitchen and get something to drink, but the family's like, but it really works. So that's my advice to you. This is an extra long lesson, but it's a very important lesson. Books on writing are contagious. Hemorrhoids and goiters respond to great fiction, and great fiction makes you piss yourself. And if you're pissing yourself because of great fiction, you're ready to write. Thank you. This is Rick Harsch.